Hey, Samara. Oh, yeah, my shifts change all the time, so I have to, like, I don't know, sometimes it's Sunday, sometimes it's Saturday. I know, it's a bit confusing. Hey, Muffy. Hi, Marushka. How are you? How are you guys? No, I didn't. Samara, what is it about? Oh yes, the one. Yes, my army friends did share it on our WhatsApp group chat. Um, yeah, I saw. I saw. Oh, Vogue. Ah, boys. I was like, boys pics. How was that? Vogue. Yes, he's a very handsome guy. He just has very stunning features, very masculine, very like I love that. I think that he's perfect. He's perfect. He's really beautiful. He's a really I'm gonna fight. Yeah, I know. He's a very handsome guy. Um, it's like you can never like get tired of praising him. Like, because sometimes it does happen to me with other idols or actors that are considered handsome that yeah maybe I can agree because they are very aesthetically handsome, but as the time passes I tend to find them very boring. Like, for example, I there's like a sort of like routine in the way they pose. They um it seems like they do the same faces every time, and some of them it is too perfect. It's too perfect to be truth. And in the case of B, um he's beautiful, but in the sense that he's very, I don't know, there's something very I would say simple about his beauty, but it's like he's beautiful when he's serious. He's beautiful when he's smiling, when he really smiles bright, like very bright smile, and you can see all his teeth. Um, and when he makes funny faces, and when he's cute, he's also like he's very versatile in the sense, and it seems like from every different angle that you see him, he's beautiful. Like you know, so yes. I thought that maybe since the other day we were talking about him and his rumors with Jenny, I thought that maybe his post had something to do with that. So I was like, oh, I didn't hear anything. So how are you guys? Oh, really? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me correct? Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Hmm. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it, definitely. Oh, any other news, like in the K-pop scene? Oh, I just gotta look at this channel. Hi, Puffy. Hyuna and Don live in P Nation right after Jesse. Weird. Yeah, I saw people commenting on that. Just that, I don't know. I think that, like I always tell you, whenever things seem a bit weird, maybe it's because there are conflict of interest. Maybe the artist wants to explore something else and they feel like they do not have like the room or the possibility to do it in that place or that company. So maybe it's not that deep, not to say like, oh, there was mistreatment or there was like something. It's just that sometimes people want to change. People want to view other options, just like in any other relationship or connection or business. You do need like some variety, some, but I don't know. I actually I know about Hyuna and Dawn. I do like a few Hyuna songs, and but I actually don't follow them that much. But I don't know. Maybe they are not that active. Like they come and go. Maybe that's why I know they are a couple. I know their whole history with the previous company actually, but like I don't know much. They left because I was all up in the music. Oh, yeah, maybe, yes, yes. Probably means if he's the CEO, he's going to be. So yeah, maybe they don't want it. They don't agree with certain things, and they just leave. It's a smart decision. It's the smartest. I know Felix and Hyunjin went to the YSL event. Oh, I saw, yes. They looked amazing. They looked amazing. I'm just so like amazed at how young Felix looks. When you see like images of him, especially when there's crowd around him, he does look very small. Like that he's very, they are all thin of course, but his face is just so small, and his features are very youthful, very like childlike, like very pure. And when you see him like compared to other people, like you're like, oh, he's so like slim, there's something about it that makes me like look at him and be like, oh, he's so young. Hey Barbati, thanks for the 80s reading. It was very interesting with all the vibes. Yes, I know, Muffy. It was interesting for me too. Yes, it was interesting for me too. I believe that getting a lot of vibes, it's like, it's no one wants to get a five in the readings. Um, but they were also next to very powerful major arcana. So, there's a lesson there. There's like a reason why they are like this. So I hope that I was able to communicate what I got on the reading as best as possible, because it was very um I think that for me as a fan, probably I do wish I could get like happier, like um spreads or interpretation, but maybe it's what they're going through right now. Like I always tell you, these cards, it doesn't mean that it is going to be a prediction for their lives. Life changes all the time, and when we make decisions, we are changing our future, we are making our future every second. So I think that it's like a very it's a reading that we can take to reflect on the things that we don't see about the idols. We only see the final product. We only see what they deliver. We only see, like, okay, when the comeback is there, when the song is there, when the performance is there, but we don't know the whole process of the highs and lows of what it means being an artist, that you want to make it, you have the desire and the strong desire to make it and to be known, but somehow there are always, like these stones in the way, and that things don't go the way we want to, or just, like I said in the reading, there's a sense of like why everything is so hard for us to achieve, and why they always have to put extra effort, extra passion. It seems like, I don't know, maybe they see that there are other groups that it doesn't mean that they don't work as hard, but probably they see groups that they are a bit more like relaxed with certain details because they know that they are being handled. But in the case of them, it seems like they have to be ready for whatever is going to come up, and just like flow with whatever is going to come up. So they have to be all the time like very on a sort of alert mode, because I don't know, it seems like they have to make it themselves. So there's a sense of like, oh, we understand what we go through, something like that. Oh, Yves Saint Laurent event in Paris. I saw Kai pictures now. So beautiful. Oh, Kai went to. Oh, wow. I'm happy for Kai. He literally changed wild dance moves. He literally changed wild dance moves. They and do stuff in his image, even though Jessie and Huna or censor artist is too much for someone who's not a rookie. Oh, 80s reading was interesting. I hope they get more success in future. Yes, I think that the success is like the final result, actually. Hi, Mariana. Um, I think that because of the final cards that they got, that it was the Empress. Definitely the success is the destination. The success is there for them, but I think that probably they go through moments, or they just stop a bit and they reflect on this, like how come everything is a struggle for us. Like maybe when they started, they were like, okay, yes, we get it, we are new here, like we are rookies, or we are just starting, so yes, we have to endure. But as time passes, probably they are like, okay, now we are known, now people support us, now people want to know about us, we are like expanding, but somehow it seems like is still very hard, and I think that those are what the fives represent, the never ending saga of always having to be prepared to know that you will probably not get the resources that you need. So you do have to somehow juggle options, opportunities, possible technical issues, you have to be like this just in case. So there's a sense of, when you get so overwhelmed because you're like, we know we are good, we know we can do it, but if we have all these odds against us, like, why can't we just relax for once and just go and do our thing and that's it, so I can see a lot of K-pop companies seeing them as a strong competitor among four gens groups. Yes, yes. I think that they do feel it. They do feel it. As a huge competitor, because imagine if them with all the things that they do not have, if they actually can make such a great impact when it comes to the audience, and it's like you don't have to be a fan to actually enjoy their performances, and being able to get immersed in their moment, in the moment that they present themselves. So they somehow linger in your mind. Whether you want to accept it or not, they are amazing. Um, and I think that companies definitely do see that. So I don't know if maybe they went through instances where, I said in my reading that I didn't want to, like, interpret that, or just to say that they were discriminated, but there's something like that. Maybe they went through, like, situations where they felt like, people looked down on them, or somehow that they weren't invited to certain things, and when they were invited, they got the lowest of the low, or they got the lowest conditions. They didn't get, so, but like I mentioned, I think that these disappointments are also like a fuel for them, because they do have the the energy of a sort of phoenix, so for them this is like, these very uncomfortable and unfortunate situations are to actually make them stronger, and so that they can keep going, because maybe if things were granted too easily to them, maybe they wouldn't appreciate, but they have like a sort of like very passionate nature, where they are like, okay, we know we don't have it easy, but we want to continue anyway because we know we can do it. So, but it does take a toll on them to feel like that. I strongly believe that Snake Mnet reached the kingdom. ATEEZ should have won. I think ATEEZ should have won. Yeah. Yeah. And when I watched Kingdom, um like I loved all the performances. And I also, I loved the boys' performances as well. The Red Wedding, also Le Mio performance, it ranked very low, very low. And I think that it shouldn't have, you know. Yeah, yeah, Fluffy, me too. I think that I know that the boys won Road to Kingdom, so probably they didn't want, like, they invited the boys to sort of set a standard, to be like, okay, this is the guys that won the last time, so what they did, you try to emulate, emulate that. But I think that they gave, especially the also and when I watched The Boys, I actually got to know The Boys because of Kingdom, and they really did an amazing job when they did that cover of Monster. I was very amazed when they did that the performance of Monster, of Exos Monster. I was like, wow. But this is something that I personally think that happens with the boys that I noticed for the little that I had been a fan of them. That I think that they are very well known and also praised for doing other groups covers, and that they nail it. They are amazing, but somehow it seems like they are known for that. But when it comes to their own material or their own songs and everything, it seems like yes, they have their fans. They are like very well established, but every once in a while they have to like promote themselves as if they were rookies, and sometimes I get a bit like uncomfortable with that because I'm like, they do have a great discography of their own, but it seems that probably um I don't know, like there's something, for example, in the case of 80s, in the case of the Stray Kids, that they are like leveling it up TXT as well as in Hypen, as NCT Dream, as for Gen. But for the boys it seems like I don't know, that like they are known and respected, but every once in a while they are included in this sort of for example, appearance with rookie groups, and you're like, but the boys have been around for quite a while. Why do they still have to do these sort of festivals and where all the new groups attend? That's something that I always find very curious. Hey Rin, the Red Wedding was my favorite performance. I was stunned it ran so low, but I think they won second place according to expert for this. Oh, okay. Okay. I feel like the boys did really good performance wise, but in general, Stray Kids shouldn't have won. Yeah, there's something in there. Hi, Hilal. Um, yeah, there's something in there that it's just that Stray Kids, it's a very powerful force in the sense that uh, Stray Kids is very powerful, and I believe that they are going to get very far, very far. Um, and that's what we got in the competition, actually. That's what we got. But for me, it should have been 80s, or I actually thought that 80s was going to win for a second. But then when I watched their last performance, that it was the performance of which was it, the one that they gave it, that they were wearing white suits, that they had these opera singers with them. What was it? That song. Did you check out the latest teaser, Yuta teasers? Oh no, I didn't, Parvati, but I'm sure he's showing his chest. I'm really happy. Yuta is living his best life. I'm happy for him. It's because y'all shouldn't name groups as they still children. Yes, I think so. I think so, Samara. I think you're right about that. I think you're right. Because for example, if you see 80s, was supposed to be like the magnet of the groups that presented on Kingdom, but their style is very dark. You know, their concept, their their performances are very strong, very dark, very ambitious, very sensual. So and they are the magnets of the of that show, compared to the other groups that presented themselves. And they had like this, it seems like they had been doing this forever, but you know the boys are still with this very like, yes, very, sometimes they go with very bubblegum kind of songs, and then they do something else, they do the vampire concept or the wolf concept, but then they go back to the bubblegum. So it's like, they don't have a solid core fandom like Stray Kids and CT. Being honest, that's why they have to promote like rookies. Oh yeah, maybe Rim. Yes, maybe. But they, some Diobi say that actually like they are very popular in South Korea. That they have a strong base of. But yes, maybe because like someone mentioned, they do appeal to younger audience, even though like the actually the members are, it's not that they have the youngest. uh it's the same with the Stray Kids, they will forever be associated with children. Yeah, but Stray Kids also has these very dark concepts in the sense that in their lyrics they do talk about certain things, about being competitive, you know, about being the best, about, like I always say, fighting imaginary enemies. That you are like, what is this song about? Who are you fighting? Who are you, like, who is messing up with you? Let me know. Let me know in the lyrics, please. um but their Stray Kids for me is like, if I was a teenager, you know, when where teenagers go through this phase of actually being very angry and feeling misunderstood. I think that if I was a teenager, I would listen to Stray Kids. I would be a fan also of um yeah, Stray Kids and 80s, because of their, you know, that sometimes in their songs they do have like some rock parts or some very like strong sounds, you know, very like powerful sounds. um Maybe it's because the boys debuted right at the limit between third and fourth gen, and now they're included with all these newer groups. Yes, Fluffy, I thought the same. You know, when I did mention fourth gen, I froze a bit because I was like, wait a minute, are the boys fourth gen? Because I was confused. Yes, I think that they were just in the middle. Yes. 80's answer. Yes, exactly, Hilal. When they did that performance, answer, the performance of answer, I felt like it was an amazing performance, but I felt like the guys had already given up. Despite of actually having very outstanding first performances. I think that in that moment, probably they were tired. I know that some members were going through some very personal things that they went through when, you know, that son has lost a grandparent, you know, and probably, you know, they were also tired. All the groups looked tired and done, to be honest. But I was like, I wished they had performed another song. Uh, I probably like say my name, you know, like, I don't know. I just wanted them to continue with that very like strong, you know, in your face performance, very but they chose answer, and even though that it was a beautiful performance, I wanted something else for them. I wanted, I don't know, but I think that they were really tired then. You know, I don't know, I must be too old. Stray Kids sounds like music to me and I have tried getting into them. Bang Chan is collecting fans through his life. If he is mentioning Rose and BTS to his friends, of course other fans will start following them. Yeah, it is Magne on Kingdom. You're correct about Utah teasers. Yeah. I know my bias. Um, Utah looks so fine. Yeah, he sometimes looks too skinny for me. Sometimes I do worry about him, but oh well. It's his body. I wish he would gain a bit more weight, because it does show on his face when when he. I noticed that on his face and his eyes, that they get bigger and bigger, and his face really small. And I know that that's a beauty standard among K-pop idols to have very thin faces, and but for me, it's like I wish he would gain a bit of weight. But I love him and I support him in whatever he does. I hope Utah gets lines. I just know that SM was running out of money, so they decided to use their office doormat for their outfits, especially Johnny's. Oh my god. Yeah, SM is very crappy when it comes to, yeah, I know. Office doormat. They ran out of fabric, Parvati. That's why my bias is showing his chest, because there was no fabric left for him to build him, to make him a top. It's also hilarious they gave Johnny some rag to wear. Stylist on curly say. I've been paying attention to your clothes anyways. Yes. Stray Kids have some ballads I like a lot. I'd be a fan of Stray Kids and Dream if I was a teenager. Oh wait, I still am as an adult. Of course, yes. We have to connect with our inner teenagers. We are Dream. We are. They are considered fourth gen, I believe, because they debuted December. Okay. That Frips Thursday shirt of Utah. I still can't believe they did that. Yeah, with the face of that man. Oh my god. Kingdom is the worst for 80s and 18 boss. Dark times. Answer is our queen, but 80s have lack connection. Stage was about collaboration. Yeah. When they collaborated in especially the dance unit, when they collaborated with Stray Kids, it was amazing. When they did Grow, I love that. I actually like Dream songs, and I must say just when it's his YG ambassador, and they have nerve to have someone else wear it, but they had him wear a random graduation shirt. Exactly, Samara. I'm like, how come these guys supposedly are ambassadors of some brands, and all of a sudden when they have a comeback, I don't know. It seems like they went to a dollar store and got something from there. Office doormats, exactly. Oh, yeah, me too. Me too. I thought it was a funeral shirt. Yes. LB ambassador. He has a contract with them. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Not everything needs to be luxury brands. I like the free shirts. Recent summer fresh style. Oh my. The first batch of t-shirts were just sexy apps on display. Yeah. Yeah. And we are not complaining about that. No. I feel like a baby right now. I'm 18. Jenny's wearing Chanel for their T-set image. Yeah, it's just that Chanel is actually like is absorbing all. It's just that a lot of K-pop idols wear Chanel, and for me, I don't like Chanel honestly. But yes, I do see their logos everywhere. Yes. Mm-hmm. I agree, Fluffy. But somebody graduation shirt. Teras. So random. That was so random. It's more unique, to be honest, than the usual branded mass pumps clothes. They become boring. I can stand seeing Celine everywhere. Oh yes, Celine. I just don't understand what's the appeal in Celine. I don't. It's just that, this is something that actually I learned, like, especially here in our country, but we are part of Latin America, so we have a population very, like, in all parts of the world. You have very hardworking people that sometimes they do, spoil themselves, and they buy some brands, and they use it, and I remember that this is something that I noticed, especially for grown-ups or adults that probably they didn't have the possibility to have like decent clothes, or just beautiful things or expensive things when they were young. So when they become an independent adult, it seems like they want to buy very luxurious and spend a lot of money on brand clothes and accessories. And they are always like wearing what is trending or fast fashion, and they always have the huge logos, and they pay a lot of money for a plain t-shirt, that has the logo of that brand. And I find it very, like, tasteless, that because it seems like they're like this walking advertisement, like this billboard, this walking billboard, like you are like paying money so you can like promote a brand and feel luxurious. Like, I noticed that it looks sometimes very tacky when people have a lot of logos and a lot of etiquettes everywhere of someone's brand. Like, I think that I don't like it. Especially I don't like it, like, no, like, no. But if I was paid like an ambassador, like these people do, I would wear it, of course. But I think that for us regular people, that we have to, work really hard to actually gain something and to be able to live a comfortable life as much as possible, I would focus more on buying something of quality, like a quality fabric, and not just fashion. No, actually, like Chanel pieces, Celine makes stuff for a funeral. Yeah, basic tee with a huge Dior or Celine Dion. I was going to say Celine logo, Celine Dion. I was going to say. Chanel used to be nice, but they become bland, boring, and repetitive. I don't mind seeing brands like Celine in unusual contexts, but when they wear them for concept photos or for albums, it ruins it a bit. Yeah, because they have the chain, they have the earrings, they have the t-shirt, they have I don't know, and it's like everywhere, and you're like, oh my god, this is visually exhausting to look at. Whole French fashion is made for funeral, or I'm having depression style. It has been since 80s between Parisian intellectuals, rich and artists. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I don't know. I guess, and I noticed that for K-pop, especially with the product placements, like, for them, like, brands are very necessary. Like, they really follow some brands, and they also spend a lot of money on stuff, on stuff. Um, but and then they live in tiny places, but they have designer clothes. So I don't know what's the, I don't know. This is why Italian fashion houses. I wish we would get away from the French fashion brands. Like if y'all to do see so much at least show of black owned brands. Yeah, Chanel thinks tweet it's the only concept to ever exist. I saw a reaction to an MB and the guy was saying, "Wow, Chanel earring, they are rich." Hello, Vita. Yeah, like I don't know, guys. I don't know. I just if I was ambassador, I would wear them, but not. No, not. Especially with the product placements, like I don't understand certain things. Hey Vita, since you're just joining the conversation, um, we are going to ask you what we were discussing earlier. Who do you think should have won Kingdom? Mnet Kingdom. That's why I appreciate SM for venturing out of luxury brands for concepts and do something unique. to yeah, we said the same, Vita. Yeah, we were talking about that. Yes, we were talking about how frustrated I was while I was watching Kingdom to see the voice performance of Osole Mio ranked so low. Like, I don't understand. And for me, AT should have won. But, you know, it was a competition anyway. So I do love Stray Kids. I do love Stray Kids. And of course, they do have their influence. And their performance were like really good. Um, yeah, and I also felt bad for the first generation groups. For example, Icon and B2B. Like I felt like really. It's the same as if you would get me like on a survival show, me a millennial with a Gen Z. Like of course, like I would be, I wouldn't be one of the first because for me icon songs are literally iconic. And I don't know much about K-pop, but I know that icon songs are beautiful, and it's they have a lot of good songs. And B2B, their voices, their style, everything, and I'm sure that they have a lot of fans also. But hello Eva. But I just felt like you cannot even they said it themselves, that they do not have the energy of the performers of the fourth generation, or maybe they don't do those kinds of very risky styles. They should have, they have backup dancers that do like the freewheeling, and the whole acrobat things. They have like, they have backup dancers that do that for them, but they are not going to do it themselves. I was confused why they B2B and Icon kept mentioning their ages. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. And it was like I felt bad for them, because some of them would be like, oh, like, why are we here? If I was sent to something like that, I would be like, oh my God, my career, why do I have to be here? Like, and I don't know. And the good side is that they were able to meet the four gen groups, and actually I think that they did bond with each other. They did create a very beautiful um camaraderie. I think it was beautiful. I especially the episode that I enjoyed the most was the one that they had that sports day, where all the groups competed, and they were in groups. I laughed so much with that camping day. I laughed so much with that. I had so much fun watching that. um I think that it was a very positive. Also, didn't Lisa collab with the Stray Kids? No, Vita. Actually, she appeared on Icons performance, because they, as a Stray Kids did too, they chose a Blackpink song for that competition. Icon chose Savage, and Stray Kids did like a mashup of Do 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 and God's Menu. So, but they, because they are YG artists, they had, instead of props, they had actually one of the Blackpink members like making an appearance, which was really good. I enjoy it actually. But I think that maybe it wasn't fair for the other groups that didn't have that kind of influence, to be like, oh, for example, I don't know, for the boys to be like, okay, we are going to bring a senior or some, very um influential artist, so that artist can perform with us. For example, they did the cover of Monster. If they had brought like Kai with them to do that collaboration, and so they would get a lot of exos to vote for them. Or for example, in the case of 80s, I don't know if they did a cover of BTS again, and they would bring, I don't know, Jimin. Of course, that would have been like, I think that it should have been like, of course, that it was like a competition where I think that it was called No Limit. So, like, the ideas or everything that you wanted to add, there was no limit to what you wanted to create for that stage. But I think that they all should have had the possibility to bring a famous or influential member of other group that is not in the competition to add to the performance. I think that idea would have been like, you know okay, pull your resources, like call your idol friend and get them to perform with you. you know that would have been interesting to watch. Do you think there were any idols that broke up that will get together? And Lisa didn't even perform with them. She had her own solo. Yes, yes, solo section. Yes, but it was like, it was part of their performance. She didn't perform with them, but she was like this key moment of the performance. It wasn't just a performance of Savage, because you had one of the main rappers there. So, it was like very very influential, because we know that a lot of links were voting for that. because Lisa was there. So it's not it it's but poor Icon, I would have voted for Icon because I like Icon music personally. I like Icon's music. I do enjoy it. But maybe for other groups, they didn't have that opportunity. I hope to. So he leaves music. I'm not ever gonna be diehard fan because of the age. I still want to be a casual listener. The sport competition was hilarious, and Minhyuk was crowned the king of visuals. Yes, that man is amazing. There was a lot of respect from the youngest groups towards them. Yes, that's why I was like, oh, okay, this ended in a very happy note. But I could see that actually all the people that participated were very tired. They were really exhausted. Like not only physically, they were mentally exhausted. Because imagine being part of a competition with people that you admire. It must be. Yes, Lisa is very popular. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, they were really great. Yes, I actually love to see Lisa there. I loved, and to be honest, if Jenny would have come out in that, I think that you know it would have been like a bigger reaction, Ian. But I love that. Hmm. He's cloud chasing. I don't think John needs to cloud chase. No. Fitter Stray Kids is really popular. Really popular. Really popular. And I think talking about that they really respect each other's. I have mixed feelings about Chan. He looks very insecure and always looking for validations from fans. Yeah, more. That's called being a Libra. I'm sorry. I associate everything with astrology. That's called being a Libra, especially a male Libra. Do you think certain idol friendship heavily pushed to the public can be fake? Oh, that's why when we were talking about that in Kingdom they did form a bond, and they had like share some moments, and now we're going to introduce the subject of today, that it's about friendship in the industry, friendship between idols, like between the Libra shade. I'm sorry. I'm a Libra midheaven, so I cannot say anything wrong about Libra. We all are Libras on the inside. But yes, let's talk about friendships. About, do you think certain idol friendships heavily pushed to the public can be faced? Can be fake? Yeah, Beta. It's just that I think that sometimes we should all like maybe practice a bit and reflect about what is friendship to us. Um, when you make a connection with someone, and you spend time with that person, you have things in common, and you actually like that person, so you can form a bond. Not a romantic one, like camaraderie and friendship. sometimes you are like, there are some connections or friendships that actually, like, it's not the same to say I hang out with this person every once in a while than to say we are friends. Because sometimes, at least for me, when I am with my friends, I have so much fun, or I have such an intimacy that I don't take the time to post so many pictures or to talk or to promote or to, we are very like, we take the time to actually make that moment intimate. So when someone likes, you see a lot of pictures or a lot of, what happens with idols, I think that sometimes it's the fans and sometimes it's the media themselves that they try to impose the friendship, like, oh, you are a handsome idol, that you are in 98 liner. Okay, you're supposed to be friends with another handsome popular 98 liner. You are a 2000s idol. Okay, you are supposed to be best friends with this other, um, like, there's this sense of like, yeah, we may have, the same age, and I don't know, the same popularity, and but friendship, it's something that is built with time. That is something that idols probably do not have. So I think that when I say friendship, sometimes we should like observe deeper if that bond is actually something that stands the test of time, and if it's something that you're like, oh, I totally believe these two are friends. 97 liners. Now Banchan is meeting with Jejun, Chaewo, JK. Yeah, for example, JK's friends, I would comfortably say that probably they are friends with him, because I noticed that JK is a bit of an introvert, and of course he is the magne of one of the most famous groups in the moment. So, and also I believe that he's very picky when it comes to who he hangs out with, so if he says that he is hanging out with someone, probably that person is very close to him. Yeah. Mm, yeah, he's also a Libra moon. We know what bull he's on. Yeah, he's been his popular Libra self, of course. Networking, always. I know right now is a trend for spotting idols at other idols concert, but I wonder how real is and how contribute. Like, are they like offered those tickets? Do they really want to go? Like, that's something that I always get suspicious. But I sometimes you cannot, when you read certain comments, that there's also like an inconsistency from the fans to be like, oh, these are brothers, or these are family, or these are best friends, or these are, relationship goals. I don't know, these are soulmates. Sometimes it's the same audience, the one that pushes the narrative. Yeah, it's Korea hierarchy culture. Thing is, though, the 97 liner thing was not them, but the waiter who posted. Idols make group chats for people born in the same year. I heard most 97 liners are somewhat close of acquaintance. The labeled people friends were very easy, I think. I was wondering if idols share their thoughts about their groups with each other. They are in a competitive industry, so how it works. Yeah, yeah, that's what I think, honestly. For example, if I was JK, I would watch out who I would associate myself with. Especially because of cloud chasing and a lot of people wanting to be associated with anything that has to do with BTS. Um, and because he's the center, he's not only the magnet, he's a very valuable integrant of the group. So, but there's something about JK that his Mars is in Scorpio, so I trust his Scorpio placements that he is very good at sort of like being intuitive enough about who wants to get something out of him and who is real with him. Um, Probably the one that I wouldn't trust the most with being selective with friends probably would be B, Taeyang, because of his moon in Aries, and he has Venus in Aquarius, so probably he's a people's person, so he loves to meet very various kind of people. He's attracted to what's probably people that are very different from him, and he always wants to make new friendships. And he's like very spontaneous, and I think that he could potentially like spill some tea. And also Jimin, the Libra Jimin, the Gemini Moon Jimin would also spill some tea. But he also has a lot of Scorpio energy, so probably I think that Jimin wouldn't be like the one that tells you secrets about his group, but he would probably be paying a lot of attention if someone from other group tells him something. He would be like paying attention, and sharing the gossip. Yoongi and Eric Nam are friends, and I think Tablo joins in with their chats. See, but Yoongi and Eric Nam are friends, and you never hear them like spelling tea about each other's friendship. I think that that's the difference when you, because I have friends that some are extroverts that they want to post everything that we do, and sometimes I do hang out with people that are very introvert and they don't want our pictures to be taken, they don't want people to know that we met, and our our reunions are very low key or are very home like. So sometimes you do have those sort of people, so you have to adapt. I think that if I would be friends with Yoongi, I know I would have to be like very like respectful and also very quiet about it, because of not only because of his status, but also because I believe that he probably is very private, so he doesn't like gossip people, to meet with people that could talk too much. If I was an idol, I would be careful associating myself with a BTS member because Army Cloud Chaser. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah. I know what you mean. Yes, yes. Yeah, I think that if I was friends with a BTS member, I wouldn't say it. And not to mention that if you are a female, don't ever say that you are associated with some BTS member. Don't ever say it. Don't even say that you are a fan of them, because they are going to follow you. They are going to hang you. I often hear many idols say, I have no friends. You think that at least they have friendship with other friends of their own group, or maybe they mean no friends outside of their group. Yeah, probably yes. I think that probably they mean that they do not have the time to form friendships with other people that are not from their group, which is, yeah, it's a bit sad. It means that they're always working, so probably the people that they see the most, even more often than their own families, is their members, which is sad. This is why when people are like, oh, they love each other, they're like family, sometimes they probably are wishing that they could get away a bit so they could see their loved ones. I feel like that I feel like idols that people never know are friends until one day they mention it or it's seen together probably are real. Exactly, Vita. Yes, I feel the same. Mm-hmm. That it's not that they mention it, it's that people find out on other ways. Yes. Because other members aren't just regular co-workers having to live together and everything at such a young age. Bonding is inevitable. Yeah, bonding and also having differences and fighting. Yeah, it's very lonely. Recently, Taeyong and Johnny went to a show. Taeyong said he has no idol friends to do to do dance challenge with them. Yeah. It's just that I think that probably Taeyong is admired by a lot of idols. He's admired by a lot of idols where he's a leader. So probably he does have a sort of aura or charisma that, it's very hard to get close to him, in the sense that since he seems to be always the responsible, like the one it has, even though he's not working, he's always in. I think that this probably happens with a lot of leaders, that there's a sense of being a bit more selective with their friends because they, even though you look at them like, yes, they are very young, they have their own humor, they have their own personality, but somehow also the label of the leader is always stuck with them, so probably for them to relax and make real connections with part of the industry, maybe it's a bit like, yeah, I think that probably Taeyong and other leaders would prefer to do friends outside of the industry. Friends that don't remind them of their responsibility and of the role that they play, and that friends that could also get them out of talking about work all the time. Yoongi is friends with random rookie idols too. Yes, because I think that Yoongi is very selective, and probably Yoongi is not impressed with people that are very famous. Probably he wants also to be friends with someone that is not that popular. Because he's also about, he doesn't trust appearances. He doesn't he feels uncomfortable with people that are too into themselves. So I think that probably he wants, people that are very regular. Taeyong recently said that she was never asked out. That's so shocking. Now, Taeyong, she's well prepared. You're talking about twice. Them are pretty sneaky. I cannot believe that Taeyang has never been asked out. Come on, guys. Come on. Hmm. Taeyong has cancer in his chart. He automatically is a hard shell to crack. Yes, and he also has that, that aura of responsibility. So probably it's not easy, even though he can be the most respectful person. It's a bit intimidating. It's a bit intimidating. Hi, Vane, what do you think about Wuga Squad? Sometimes I think that their friendship is based on their status more than a sincere friendship. Um, I watched a few episodes of their friendship in the soup. Um, I don't know. I think that I don't. How can I say this? I don't think that their friendship is insincere, but I think that probably it has to. I don't know why I got the feeling that is these people are like the reunion of people that feel extremely lonely in their field. even though they know people, they have the recognition, they have some of them are doing really well in their careers, including B. But somehow it seems like these are people that feel really lonely in their own reputation stuff. So I think that this is why probably they connected. They clicked because they had that in common. I think that also these are people that probably they are not the most emotional, expressive of people, um, but probably just the fact that they are sitting next to each other or that they are spending time with each other, it's a love language. There's something about them, like, this is why I think that some people were like, oh, that they found the show boring. But I think that actually sometimes friendships are like that, especially when you reunite certain people. It's like, yes, you maybe sometimes you do have the joker of a group, but in this case I think that they all have this very low key, very chill kind of attitude, that this is why you do not have these very chaotic, dramatic kind of moments. Actually, they are very chill, and I don't know what people expected out of them living together for these days. I think that somehow they are very lonely, and they met and they click and they stay together because they get each other's, even though they are not going through the same. I don't know, it's my perception. I don't know what you think, guys. Stray Kids, Banchan and Felix were seen yesterday hanging out with Hype and Jake. They are all Australian and only recently met each other. What do you think of them? Will they become closer? Yeah, I think that they could. They could. Especially I think that the nationality, it can be, even maybe for people are like, oh, but that's not like a key, like, element for them to become friends. But I sometimes, since they feel very different or very odd in comparison to other Koreans, probably them meeting someone that had lived or spent a few moments of their lives in the same country as theirs, they do have something in common, and I think that they could potentially, like, explore that side. If Taeyong is really Pisces rising, Saturn is his first house, must feel really heavy on his shoulders. Yeah, yeah, and I think that sometimes Taeyong does remind me of Capricorn energy, maybe because he's a Cancer, and Cancer is the opposite of Capricorn. Um, but yeah, even idols that own 50 million pets but still live in a dorm, I always suspect loneliness was at play. Mm. Even idols that, I read that already. It's just that I think that sometimes they must go through a sort of struggle about, like, okay, like, I want to meet people outside the people that I work with, the people that are my members, but sometimes you don't know who, you don't know who. Um, and actually, idols and actors, they do share a lot of insecurities and a lot of concerns, about being in the industry. So, but yeah. And they were together for the first time in a reality show. Maybe it was hard to capture their friendship, while BTS are used to have dynamic in front of a camera. It feels natural. Yeah, and maybe it's because, probably, I don't know whose idea it was. I actually enjoy it, but if honestly, if I had to pay for that to watch it, probably I wouldn't have watched it. And also, I think that if a lot of these people were watching because they wanted to see B, because of BTS, of course that they would feel a sort of void, because they would be like, oh yes, there's B and his friends, but where are, the other members and stuff. And actually, I think that this Wuga squad, they had been friends for quite a while actually. um when they started in Warang, and even Wusik, he he went to the Oscars. He was in Parasite. He also grew as an artist. They all are growing in their own field. So I think that it this probably that show was just to show you how they are friends. But I think that maybe if people wanted to see some acting, some drama, some, no. And also, it didn't help that when they recorded that, it was during winter. So yes, probably they spend the most of the time inside. um just that, I don't know, in the soup in general, I think I found in the soup funny. The first season I found in the soup entertaining, but also because we were watching in the soup when we were on pandemic, when, well, at least in my case, I was stuck at home. So BTS content that actually was, thank God, it was very regular. I enjoyed very much. But then season 2, I didn't like it. Like, I didn't find it like interesting. Then they did 17 in the soup. 17 in the soup, I did enjoy a few episodes, because since there were a lot of members, you had the chance to have a lot of like very funny moments, because you have different personalities and there are a lot of them. So you had a lot of moments of laugh. um but I don't know. Hello, Lilian. How are you? It's funny, I just saw video with some of the guests from Hobby Listening Party, and from what they said, it seems everybody in there was nervous and intimidated to meet each other, even BTS. Oh, what they said is everybody in there. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's the atmosphere. Mm. But friendships, yeah, friendships is it's just it's like I tell you guys, friendships, maybe for me, friendship is something, and for others it's something very different. I don't know if you have friends that are very outgoing or extroverts. um you are like Oh yeah, let's go out. Let's do something on the outside. Let's do something fun. And for me, that I'm an introvert, I was like, no, maybe I prefer to do something more low key. So, but fame, fame, it's tough. Fame is tough. Fame is difficult. If we regular people, sometimes we do struggle to actually like be like, okay, are we really friends? Like, like especially if you have like a complex relationship with someone. Imagine if you are famous. Imagine if you are famous. Oh yes, I prefer Bon Voyage as well. I do prefer Bon Voyage, especially the fourth season in Malta. Oh my god, I can watch that on repeat. Friendship is deeper for me. I don't give others that title easily. Some do though. Yeah, Vita, I agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. For me, it takes a while. It takes a while, actually. Uh, that's why I always, like I tell you, I always think that you know that uh, some people do give the title, especially the fans. The fans are really eager to see certain duos. It's like, oh, if this is a handsome, this if this is a visual, this visual should be friends with this visual. It's like, and sometimes they can have friends that are regular people, and we do not know about it, and that's okay. But yeah. Mm. Because before I assumed they were all more and less friends in the industry, but it made me realize a lot of people, yeah, don't know each other. Yes, yes. So, yeah, that's something that sometimes I think that this is something that is also from the public's perception, that you assume that some people know each other. And I think that that's the biggest misconception ever. Like, oh, they must know each other. And sometimes, I actually, I had the same, like, perception when, remember when there was like this YG interview where you had winner members, you had icon members, you had Jennie from Blackpink, and you had another seniors of YG. Um, and Jennie was the only female in there, and then they were all talking. I think that it was like 5 or 7 people there, and some of them actually mentioned that it was their first time talking to Jennie, and they are from the same company. And I know maybe people are like, oh, okay, but maybe it's because girl groups and boy groups, usually they rehearse in different hours or in different times. Yeah, but they had been in around quite a while. Yeah, that icon member denied that he never met Jenny. Yeah, yeah. Let me pretend that I don't know my classmate after the lecture ends. Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. Out of topic. When did you join to K-pop? I joined K-pop at 2018, February of 2018, because of BTS. Yeah, yeah, that's the reason. Yes, and now I'm here, and now I'm here, and I'm standing all the groups, all of them, all of them. Actually, I got really attached to all the groups. Maybe it's because I've been reading to all of them for all of them, so it's like yeah, it's like I can see the effort, and like I don't No, I don't claim that I know all of them. No, but you know. uh New and personally interesting. Everybody, yeah, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah. But I really enjoyed hobbies listening party. Like I wish I was a fly on the wall, just because it seems it was very hobby. It was, and he looked different. He was having so much fun. I just I hope we can get to see all the BTS when they release, when when they actually release their individual projects. I hope we get to see that. Like, not in the extent of like, oh, I want to see what's going on, but I just love that. I just love that. Um yeah, I think that probably BTS and Blackpink are, I wouldn't say friends, but they know each other's existence. Um they know. It's just that their friendship probably is not for us. It's not for us know know. Maybe you can, like some fans do, to interpret some body postures, like some reading the air. I don't know, like being like, oh, they look at each other in a certain way. But especially the probably the most extrovert members, I would be like they could be friends with the girls, but with a lot of respect as well. We have to remember that these people, Blackpink and BTS, like it doesn't matter if you are a fan or not, they are very influential and they are very popular. I think that a lot of people love to, like, compare them, and um yes, they may have crossed paths and be friends casually. Exactly, Parvati, I agree with you. Yeah, but not to the extent of what the audience expect them to be. And I think that if we do not know from themselves, if we do not know, like, oh yes, we know about them, it's because it doesn't add to their career. Um, like I always tell you, we have to focus on their music and what they do for us, and when they entertain us, that's what we should focus on. What and also because we know how some fans are very overprotective of their favorite idols being friends with the opposite sex. So, for some fans, if an idol is interacting or talking or smiling to someone of the opposite sex, they become very obsessive and they really don't like it. And they can ruin someone's reputation or career just because of the intensity of how much they don't like that. So I think that it's very wise that sometimes if we do not know about certain things, it's because they are protecting themselves, you know. Um, Blackpink is very influential. It's very influential when it comes to, I think it's one of the most influential girl groups of the moment. And they had been in that level next to BTS. And of course that they do have both different styles of like, you know of work. You cannot compare, of course, Blackpink's discography with BTS discography. But when it comes to influence, they are. in their field. They are in their field. They are popular. They are popular. And also Stray Kids from the fourth gen, Stray Kids is going there. Stray Kids it's going there. Is climbing the ladder. But yeah, that's the industry, popularity, influential. But they all have their different styles to achieve what they had achieved, and you cannot compare them to each other. But yes, it's BTS and it's Blackpink. So the main issue is people ship them together. Some fans don't like the idea of being friends. Exactly. Yes. Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree, Parvati. I agree with that. It's just that that's what I say. There are some fans that cannot conceive the idea of an idol being friends or being attentive or being a gentleman or being nice to the opposite sex, especially if they see that female as someone attractive or someone popular. They feel like, oh, they feel a certain way. It could be jealousy as well, but that's why they protect each other. And I'm sure that if they have uh I don't know, if they have partners, they must protect the identity of those partners. Jenny and me are maybe more than friends. I don't know. Yeah, I know. Okay, okay. um Yeah, Fluffy. I don't know. I mean, I just want them to be happy. It's just that I'm always like confused. Why is it always Jenny and some famous idol? Especially the visual or the most popular or like I don't know. I hope I would really love to see B being in a relationship with a great person. But I'm just waiting for him to confirm it. Yeah, people are obsessed with Jenny. It's just, yeah, because that's what I was thinking. Like, B was at this Celine event with Parbogum um and and Blackpink's Lisa. And we know that Lisa and B have also shippers. They shared the same air. They stood next to each other, and no one said anything. And now all of a sudden it's B and Jenny, and it's Jenny again. Like, why don't they leave Jenny alone? Like, and I'm not even like I'm not a Blackpink fan. I don't consider myself a Blink, but like I have a huge respect for the girls, and I always see a sort of pattern. Whenever a rumor comes out, there's Jenny, and I know that it's because she's popular. But if this was the case, if this is truth, I'm going to wait for B to confirm it. Because I know that probably B would confirm it. He would. Just to piss off the haters, he would tell people. But he would also mess up with you. He would also like probably play a sort of prank on you, do not make it easy. So I think that probably B would, you know. I think Jenny has a stalker issue. Yes. Yeah, I think she does. I think she does. And it's really sad, actually. Yes, yes, Jenny is very famous herself. Yes. Yeah, it's just that, for me, it would be like a dream couple because because Jenny is very famous herself, and B is very famous as well. So it would be like, like good. It would be like great, but at the same time, it's like those pictures are so bad edited. I don't know what to think of that. And I don't know. And these people are so busy that I don't know. I just want them to be happy. I just want them to be happy. But if I would expect the idol to confirm it. Yeah. I'm actually fearful for Jenny because people are saying that her iCloud was hacked. Yeah. Yes, Amara. Something is going on. I know that something is going on. Somebody's obsessed with her to the level that she had to go ninja without knowing her schedules. Did you see Lions Dance Tarot? I didn't. I think it will be more messy if they confirm it, even if it's real. People will talk about it 24/7. The suspect list is long. YG legit needs to get. Sorry, no late, had trouble figuring out the starting time. Oh, thank you, Hope. I don't think the pictures are edited. I'm not an expert, but it looks pretty real to me. Really, Fluffy? Oh. I found Yoongi and Max's friendship so funny. It was very, very random. Yeah. But as we were mentioning, Yoongi tends to have friends that are very different from what you would expect. So, scary long, and it has to be someone close to get into her. Yeah. I just wish they could enjoy the relationship in private or simply date each other freely without being afraid of a backlash. Yeah, but that's the reason why we were talking about this the other day. I think that Jenny and B, they both have very strong personalities, and I think that they have this sort of atmosphere or body language where you know that you cannot tell them what to do. Like they are their own person and they are very in control of what they want to allow or not as individuals. So I think that in this case, whether they come to deny it or not say anything or just move on, I think that they are somehow like setting an standard about idle behavior. Especially when you read or hear so many apologies and I'm sorry all the time, I'm sorry to my fans, I'm sorry, and it's like, no, don't be sorry. If you're happy, don't be sorry, because if they were to confirm it, since they are very well established now, probably this relationship would be well received by the public. Yeah, I think they would be really well received. I would agree. My take on these rumors of dating is that if this idol have a partner in their lives that is someone else, it must suck to see someone else. Ah, yes, it must suck to see someone else ship with their boyfriend. Hmm. Yes. Yes. That's also yeah. Because we know that if they are dating someone that is not famous or someone that is not like very visual, imagine if they had their partners already. Imagine if they had their partners already, and we are here like, or everyone is here actually, like, like, oh, I think she's dating this, and what, yeah, I'm now that I think about it, I will get really upset. as if I had the chance, but I think that that's true. Probably if they, sometimes that's why I always say that I do sense that there are some idols that look very happy, very, very happy. And you're like, oh, but what is it? Maybe it's their new hairstyle, maybe it's their new wardrobe. No, and actually it's because they are maturing and probably they are in a very fulfilling kind of relationship that we do not have access to know, of course. Um, yeah. If idols were able to date openly, there would be a lot of more power couples. It's yes. And also a lot of more breakups, actually. Because I think that also idols have the potential to break up and to um to try to date. And what if they end up not liking each other? You know, um I remember there was one army that once told me that there were rumors about JK date not dating, but for a while he started to get to know twice Sana, I believe, something like that, and that they didn't work out, and that it was left in nothing. And that also can happen because it happens to us mortals, regular people, that sometimes we start getting to know someone because we like that person and we're like, oh, I would like to get that person's number or vice versa. And then you go on a few days and you're like, oh, this is not what I wanted, actually, or actually it's not what I was looking for. I don't know. I thought that you were different, or I thought that you were this way, and actually, like now that I'm talking to you, or I'm going on a date with you, I realize that maybe we are not a good match for each other. That also can happen to idols, and this is why I think that it's safer not to know their dating history, historial, just in case. Especially idols in their 30s, we would hope they have deep, long term, healthy partnerships. Exactly. I thought Kai matched Crystal very well. Yes, me too. Me too. True, especially dating in your 20s. It's very normal to date here and there. Yeah, yeah. I noticed that too. Some idols have this radiance. Which idols that looks happy do you have in mind that it's okay to ask? Um, that look happier. It's just that happiness it can be because you are in a relationship, and it also can be that you are happy because of other accomplishments. But yes, love or being in love sometimes it does give you a sort of glow up. Imagine when you're seeing your exes while promoting music awards. Yeah, that's going to be awkward off camera. Of course, imagine how many moments of that you must have. It's like going to school with your ex, or going to work with your ex. It's the same, guys. It's the same. You have to see them on a regular basis or every once in a while, and you have to act like you don't know each other, which is something that we regular people we do with our exes when we cross them, like when we cross paths or when we meet them on the street, and you're like, oh, I didn't see you there. You're like something like that. I think Shiny members seem pretty happy, even content in their lives for the most part. Yes, I think so, Hope. And the concept of one night stands do exist. Some idols probably do that too. Yeah, I mean they are attractive. They are surrounded by attractive people. They have desires of their own. So yes, it's just that since their being an idol is so demanding, it has so many rules, like etiquette rules, so many don'ts. Probably, it's better to see them do some arreglo and not to see them like looking at someone with lust in their eyes, like they have to be very reserved, be very like neutral, because you know to not make it obvious. But yeah, fans expect idols to just date one person forever. Yeah, and they also expect idols to marry. They have this concept of, that's why they always ask me about their future partner, future husbands, future spouses, future wife, and I'm like, do you even know if they think about getting married? A few weeks ago, I watched the interview Zach did to DPR Ian, my other husband. He was explaining how he deduced the easiest way to date was by dating fellow idols. But in the end, that was also very complicated, and he decided to avoid it. Oh, wow, Larry. That's very interesting. Yeah, I did watch that interview as well. I love Christian. He's so honest. He's so like, probably they will get judged if they date publicly and their relationship does not work. Yes, because we regular people, we do get judged when relationships don't work. So imagine being an idol because of the schedule and their commitment to their job. Yes, and also sometimes, I think that sometimes also fans, like, they do fantasize a lot with their idols having a lot of free time to date. And it's like they are busy creating content for you guys. So I think that probably, yes, they could use the technology to actually, like, yes, to be like I'm keeping like a long distance relationship, but this also affects your potential to form a bond, because it's like, when do you have the time to see each other? And if you see each other, like, um wait, if you see each other, like, is it quality time, or do you have to, like, is it in a rush? Like, what are the conditions? Like, can you go out to a restaurant to eat? No, you cannot. You have to hide. So that's why, when I tell people, I think that probably dating an idol is not that glamorous as people think. Probably it's very, it has moments where, and also I think that not a lot of people enjoy being someone's secret. For example, if you are dating someone famous and you cannot talk publicly about it, you cannot tell people about it, and the idol cannot say it, so it's not for everyone this to be this sort of secret, and to meet in secret, to having to build this sort of like protocol to see each other when you talk each other, or probably to just talk on the phone. Not a lot of people are used to that. So yes, it takes a lot of willpower, and like I tell you, probably like as I said the other day, if I dated my Stray Kids bias Lino, would I get sexy Lino, the Lino that is on the stage, the Lino that is with that wardrobe, with that makeup on, with that hairstyle? Will I get that Lino the same that I see in the MV? Probably not. I will get sweatpants and plain t-shirt Lino with no gel in his hair, just regular hair. I would love him anyway, but but what I'm saying is that idols do take off their makeup and eye contacts just like we do. Can you imagine, Hmm. So that's also one of my theories as well, that probably is not that, it's not that like wow, like they do have their yeah. I couldn't be a secret. I think I could keep someone a secret though. Yeah, I would be that friend that probably if I know that you're dating like someone famous, you can tell me. I'm not going to say anything. But yeah, I think that I would get like really, and this is from the perspective of us in delusional land, and also like doing some conspiracy in the sense that probably yes, we we wouldn't be. I think that being a secret in some, at first it can sound like an adventure, like interesting, and you would be like, oh yes, for Lino um I would be a secret, like I would endure it, I would do it. But then after a few months you are like, you know I don't know. I'll be somebody's secret shoot. I don't want a life commitment. Yeah, but you will not be able to bring him home to meet your parents. I mean, you could, but you have to watch out for the sasangs in every corner so they don't like. Oh my god. How did we end up in this subject? What did it bring us here? How did we get here? We started talking about friendship, and then we are here. We are. Well, you don't bring everyone home to meet my parents. I could say with full blown relationship. Oh no, 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 no. I would I would want Lino to know my dad or my family. But well, but it's true. Yeah, it's true in the sense that, for example, if you are an idol's secret secret partner, and there are rumors about that idol dating some other idol, and you're like, but he's dating me, he's not dating that person. Wouldn't it shock you and actually like being a bit annoying? Yes, I think it would. Okay, guys, since we have been here for 2 hours, we have to pull some cards. So you can submit your questions. I don't have anything to write down the questions, so we are going to have to follow an order. So we can start with the questions. Can you take a card of the situation between YG and Blackpink right now? Because there's something going on. Okay, Fluffy. Um, okay, YG and Blackpink. YG and Blackpink. Please don't move the messages so much, guys, so I can read the questions. Yeah, for Blackpink and YG, I think that they are going to come to terms. I think that the girls are going to get something that they want to do, or something that they want to release. And they are going to get a lot more freedom, especially probably it has to do with creative freedom, or actually like daring to do some projects that they were denied in the past. Now I think that the tension between YG and Blackpink, when it comes to that, that they didn't get to an agreement, there seemed to be something going on in the air, and I think that now the waters are a bit more calm, in the sense that probably the girls had been like granted something, like they gave something to them that they wanted for so long, so they are really like looking forward to, like, okay, like now we are going to take the step that we want to take. So they're going to feel a bit more free, and also a bit more proud, like, okay, we got what we wanted. Because I think that the girls have been like very resistant through all this process, like, okay, we want this, we don't forget that you promised this, or you said this to us, and we want this, we want to expand this. The girls are actually having a lot of involvement in decision making, and they had been very vocal about a lot of things. So I think that finally their ideas are moving to the direction that they wanted from a long time ago, but now they finally are going to get what they want. So yeah, the tension is going to like disperse a bit. Card for Chani, for new. For the boys, Chani. Oh, oh, the naked people. Wait, guys. Wait. He also got the Six of Swords, but he got the Lovers. So I think that Chani is someone that probably he feels like sometimes he doesn't belong to where he is. He feels a bit indecisive about where his career is going. Probably he himself, in his mind, he's not very focused, because um it seems like he's not that grounded, and we know that he's a Taurus, he's a double Taurus, but there's also this sense of him evading a bit like the reality. Probably there's something about him like going along with a lot of things, but not being that involved emotionally in this process. Probably this has to do with the boys, with their careers, with his involvement. It seems like he goes along with what the people or the managers or the company expects out of him, but he's not. It's like he's waiting for the time to pass because he's not in the now. He's like going with the flow, but his heart and his passion is it's not there. He's like somehow his mind is also very very vague. It seems like when he has to be concentrated, he's thinking about something else, or he's like, oh yeah, sure, I have to do this, but he's not entirely in the moment. This doesn't mean that he's unhappy. Actually, he got two cards that are very positive, but in the sense that probably he feels a bit like divided, like not so excited. He's moving because he has to move, something like that, or he is like adapting because it's what he has to do. But somehow he's waiting for a better tomorrow. Somehow, he wants to like start a new journey. He probably wants to start something new because he's like, okay, when are we going to finish this era? Because I'm not like, and it's not that he doesn't enjoy what he does. It's just that probably he's a bit like dispersed, and he's evading himself in his mind, and this is very like, I think that he does it to protect his own energy, because it's like whatever, he's in this attitude of whatever, it is what it is, whatever, which is not very typical Chani, but you know he knows his reasons, he knows why he is like that. Mark Twain. Mark Twain. Mark Twain, he got the Knight of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. So definitely, Mark is loving this. We know that he released something or he is about to. So he's loving this. He's loving this freedom. He's loving his independence, and I think that he probably is in a relationship, because even though the Knight of Cups is very romantic, it can also mean like invitations of him to other artists, or other artists like imitating, not imitating, inviting him to do some collaboration. But I think that he's feeling a bit emotional. There's something about him wanting to talk about how he feels. I haven't listened to actually Mark Twain's music, but I think that what is real is that this is very important, because actually he's pouring his heart, his soul, his sentiments into this work. So even though it lacks stability, in the sense that probably this is a great beginning, he's going to need the support of others. So probably, if he does know some influential people, he probably needs to connect with these people and ask for help, and this has nothing to do with his talent nor his ideas. Actually, he's a very creative person, but for with the Two of Pentacles, is like this release can go two ways. This project can have its good days, and then it can have like not so good days. So I think that also the audience is very divided between what they think about it. For him it's like an offering. For him it's like, okay, this is mine, this is my baby, I'm delivering it to you, I'm sure I'm sharing it with you. But probably for the audience it's like, yeah, yeah, we will take it, thank you. So, but it's not it he has to work on some details still. And I know that probably to say this to a Virgo, that he needs to work on details, it can be a bit like disrespectful actually, because I'm sure he does work on details. But probably it means that he still needs to work with others. Like somehow he needs someone to complete him. I don't know if maybe his work individually, like there's something missing in there, and probably he needs like the collaboration of others. Jackson 1, he just released new album yesterday. Child. Jackson 1. Jackson 1. Ace of Swords, the Justice. Um, I think that Jackson is could it be that in his album he's going to dedicate a few truths or a few lyrics to someone, like, because here with the Ace of Swords and the Justice that it's also holding a sword, a lot of swords, so probably he does have a very strong message to someone in his lyrics, so we have to pay attention to get all the tea. But it seems like he's working strong. He's been like really like powerful and also very like imponent, in the sense like, okay, like um I want what is mine. This is my moment, and I want to make it like grandiose. And I think that this is something also about he cutting some connections. There's something about him like being very possessive and being very strong-headed when it comes to what he wants to conquer. Probably he's also feeling a bit on the defensive, like, okay, I'm going to uh I'm going to get justice for some opportunities that they didn't give me in the past. So he is a bit like, probably his lyrics or the way he's going to like promote his work is going to be full of a lot of information, like a lot of communication. Probably he talking to the fans, him talking to the press, and I think that it all has to do with justice. Somehow for him it's important that things are fair. So I don't know if maybe in some part of his career possibly he felt a bit like um that things were unfair for him, and now he wants to let it all out. He wants people to know. He wants people to know. Chaewo. I'm going to pull cards for Chaewo, the actor and the Astro member. Chaewo. Knight of Pentacles and Page of Swords. So Taeyang is actually taking his time. Does anyone know what he has been up to? Because it seems like he is working his way to a project that is going to be very prosperous, but somehow it's like it's going like a slow pace. It's going to be something very stable for a few months. So it can be a role or a job or a position where he has to remain there. So he has to, and also with the page of source, it means that probably he has to commit to this, and it has to do with learning a lot, learning a new speech, or learning a script. There's something that he's working on, and that he's slowly like moving there. He's slowly making his way. So probably if you are waiting for sort of, I don't know if he had like already said something about it, but with the page of source, probably he's like, okay, I'm going to let my fans know very soon that I'm working on something, that I hope that they are there to support me. Um, but yeah, I think that is going to be something very rewarding for him, because he's putting a lot of thought, a lot of intention. He is like, also he's been very cautious about it. He's working a lot. He's working very slow but steady. So I don't know if maybe some fans know if he had been working on something, but it is going to demand a lot of him, from him. So he's definitely he's excited. He cannot wait to actually show people about it. But somehow the Knight of Pentacles is also asking him to be patient and to, let things develop the way they are meant to be developed, and not get in a rush. Okay, guys, one last question and I'm going to go. I mean, I hoped something more exciting would happen with Taeyang, but I guess that $14 million apartment or whatever it costs won't pay for itself. Oh, he got an apartment? Oh. It's just that things are very slow for Taeyang somehow. It seems like people think that for him things are, like this, and actually the contrary. Probably, um and also I think that probably he wants to try something different, and probably he had a hard time deciding what he wanted to do, because nothing actually is what he wants, probably. Okay, guys, so you have one last question, because I'm going to go. Someone asked me about Taemin. He's in hiatus, so we cannot pull cards for Taemin. how about Jungkook feels about Chan? You mean Samara, you mean because Chan has been added to these 97 liners? This is why you want me to ask how JK feels or what he thinks of Banchan? Yes, pretty much since it on topic for friendships. Okay, yeah, I can pull cards for you for Yoongi. Okay, JK for Banchan. Look, actually, look, JK is pretty excited. Look, he came out as the King of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, so probably he's really looking forward to hang out with Banchan. Actually, I think that um I think that JK is in a very good mood. Um because he came out as the King of Pentacles and we know his birthday was a few days ago. So probably he's thinking about a celebration or going out somewhere and probably inviting them and in Banchan being included. So I think that probably uh JK is very excited to meet new people. I don't know why, but I think that he's ready to celebrate and he's going to like the more the better. There's something about it about that. So I think that actually he could get along really well and be actually very excited to have him, invite him or to him being part of them. So yeah, he's actually excited. He's really excited. He's in a really good mood to celebrate, which we know that, well, we do not know. We had perceived that actually I had perceived that JK go through moments where he seems like a very introvert person, like he probably is he takes his time to get to know some people or person. But I think that there's something about the possibility of meeting Banchan and also reuniting with the rest, and Banchan being included in this. Like he's actually like, yeah, let's do this. Yes, I will host this myself. Like I will pay. Let know how he's holding his coin. He's not like insecure, no threatened, no distrustful. No, he's actually really excited. He's really excited. Look at this gold. Look at all this opulence. Look at all this brightness, like this yellow. This guy is living his moment. He wants to share it with others. JK is very generous with his friends. So look at him. Look at him. He's excited. He's excited actually. And actually, I'm like, does he know Banchan from other sources? Does he know Banchan because of others? There's a connection here. There's a connection. Okay, last question. I'm going to pull cards for Yoongi. Uh, another one that will be invited to take a festa. The Four of Wands already came out. Well, Jungi, he a bit more reflective. Jungi, he had the Three of Wands and the Four of Wands. So Jungi will also be invited to Jake's festa. He will take longer to answer if he's going to come or not, but yeah, he will. No, I think that Jungi Jungi is ready also to celebrate. Like, who is getting married, guys? Does anyone? They met because of me, of course. I knew it was you, Larry. Yeah, all you people, because all your Libra placements, you all play together. Like, you all play together. You all play together. Like, you know. That's why I was going to say that Banchan is a double Libra, and JK, even though he's a Virgo sun, he has his Venus in Libra, and also some astrologers say that he could potentially be a Libra rising. Um, so yeah, they could have a lot of more things in common that people expect. Um, in the case of Jungi is already on the move, like in the sense that he's going to celebrate a personal victory very soon, and it's going to also be very soon ostentatious, and it's going to be something that everyone is going to be able to see and celebrate with him. So probably is an individual project or the continuation of him, like keep working with very powerful people and him being part of this, because um I think he doesn't necessarily enjoy being a center of attention, but he is involved in a lot of success. Like his ideas always take off. Like here in the Three of Wands, this person is looking at the horizon, but this person already has three wands. So, and here is the continuation. He has the four wands, the stability. So obviously, if he makes a hit, or if he produces a hit, or something that is considered a success, this is going to be part of his stability. Like, if people have the perception that Jungi is able to collab with people because of BTS, I think that they are wrong, because actually I think that this man definitely is a very good creator, in the sense that wherever he touches, he has the golden touch. Whatever he produces is a hit, and it's not because of BTS influence, because actually what he produced is very different from what BTS does as a group. So I think that definitely he's going to celebrate something very soon, and is going to share it with people. He's just working on the details, because he's still like, okay, I'm not going to release it yet, or he's looking at the at what's going on and waiting for the right moment. But it's going to be like, and probably Larry, you mentioned something about the wedding. It could also be like, there's some celebration, there's something that is going to happen that is going to be very it's going to be very happy, very, and something that is not personal, that is shared with others. So I think that Jungi is also, he's also in a good state in his life. He's in a good state. He's in a good state. Um, but yeah, he's going to. I thought that you already left, Larry, when I mentioned my hypothetically the Lulu universe of Lino being my potential secret boyfriend. I was expecting you to say something in the comments, but you didn't, so you probably didn't listen to that part. I was expecting Larry, because Larry and I shared the same bias, the same Stray Kids bias, not the same, always the bias. We do love Lino, so I was expecting her to say something. She didn't. She didn't. As always, this is what happens in the Lululand. So whatever we say and we claim in the Lululand, it's just the Lululand. We do not, like I always tell you, we do not claim we know these people. We do not. No, we are just having fun here. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave because I've been here 2 hours and a half. So I'm going to go and continue with my free Saturday. So I hope that you finish your weekend very well, that you have fun, that you go get some air. And I was containing myself. I need somebody in BTS to get married to burst Army the Lulu bubble. We claim we are the Lulu sometimes, but it's fun. It's fun when we are in an environment where we are just having fun and we are being respectful. We are not disrespecting anybody. Just always respectful. Long life to the Lululand, always. So yes, guys, I will see you in my videos during the week. Thank you. Bye.